Josh Hillis from Josh Hillis Fitness. I'm here with Jenni, who lost how much weight?
65 pounds.
Who lost 65 pounds lifting kettlebells. And I just had to know, like, I just want you to tell your story. Like, how'd you get started? What changed?
After having 4 kids in 6.5 years, I topped out at about 200 and just wanted to be done having kids and was ready to make the lifestyle change and just got real committed. I worked with a nutritionist and a kettlebell trainer and figured out exactly what kind of nutrition worked best for my body, what kind of foods to eat, when not to eat, and was just really dedicated to kettlebell training and constantly improving and working on it, and that was a year and a half ago and 65 pounds ago.
So I kind of want to know a little bit about what it was like before, because I mean, to look at you, like when I met her 2 days ago, I just kind of assumed she was like always the fitness girl, right?
No, no.
So what was it like before? I mean, you know, what was it like 65 pounds ago?
It was a lot harder. You know, in my mind, I still weigh 200 pounds, so I can't really identify yet with always like being the fit girl, because I don't feel like I am yet. But everything was just so much harder. I would be so much tireder. You know, just going up a flight of stairs, I was out of breath. You know, chasing after the kids, getting groceries, carrying groceries in, you know, bring in 2 bags and, you know, wait a second and then go out and get a few more. So it was just amazing the difference. You know, even 10 or 15 pounds can make, let alone 65.
Right. And then what about in terms of like how you feel and clothes and what's
I would avoid going shopping for clothes. You know, I'd always buy my kids clothes or my husband clothes, but I never wanted to go try on clothes. And that's a lot of fun now. It is. It's a lot of fun. I know.
That's awesome. So that's very, very, very cool.
Yeah.
That's like outstanding.
Yeah. Well, and I've got 3 boys too, so it's fun to be able to play sports with them. You know, we play football in the backyard. We do soccer games together. You know, just wrestling around. One of my kids does karate, so I get to grapple with him, and he's actually teaching me a lot of stuff, which is nothing I could ever do before. So it's fun that they want to play with me now instead of I just sit and watch.
That's amazing. That's like a whole new life.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. So this almost seems insignificant, but I did want to ask, what are your actual workouts like? Sets, reps, how often, what size kettlebells?
I use between a 12 and a 16 right now.
Those are kilograms.
Yeah,
that would be like 25, 26 pounds, 35, 36 pounds.
But I just got done doing Jeff Newport's Kettlebell Burn workout,
nice.
which is like a 12-week to kind of prepare me for this, in addition to the snatch test that I was doing 3 times a week. So it'll be nice to take a whole week off. I don't know what that's going to be like.
Nice. So right? And you actually really should take a week off after the RKC. Yeah. It's pretty intense. But what is like an average workout like, Kettlebell Burn? Like is it high reps, low reps? Is it lots of rest, no rest?
It's well, it works up in stages, but near the end I was doing contralateral single leg deadlifts for 15 minutes at a time, just switching back and forth, 3, 3, 3.
Now I know what contralateral single leg deadlifts are. Can you explain that for the?
Yep. If I'm gonna be squatting or lifting with this left leg, I've got my kettlebell in my opposite, and then it's just reach down and then go lift. And doing that, you know, 6 times on the left, 6 times on the right.
And for people that have never done a single leg deadlift, that should be all butt, no lower back.
Yeah.
Drive your hips forward.
Yep. And then I did 15 minutes of snatches, and that was just as much as I could do. So it's as hard and as fast as I could do.
Okay.
Set it down, come right back, keep going.
Did you have the same kind of sense of, like here we talk about fatigue management and safety actually as part of performance? Did you have that kind of mindset? Like, because when you say 15 minutes, as many snatches as you can do, I know there's some people out there that are just...
Yeah, I would, I think I got up to about 170 in the 15 minutes, but I wouldn't just go all out. I'd try to pace myself and control the breathing, and when it just got so it was burning and I couldn't stand it, I'd walk around for, you know, maybe 10 or 15 seconds and then go back and do some more.
Nice.
And then you get about 3 minutes to recover, and then you go on to another 15 minutes of another exercise.
Cool.
Before you finish up with like 10 minutes of swings or 10 minutes of Turkish get-ups.
Nice, easy. 10 minutes.
I know.
Right after the 2:50. Yeah. Okay, great.
But you know, the thing is, you're so exhausted during the workout, but then you feel great the rest of the day.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the feeling I got addicted to.
Well, and that's actually a pretty solid level of fitness. I mean, for a lot of women out there, like 15 minutes of snatches with a 26-pound kettlebell is
16.
Oh, with a
16 kilogram
with a 36-pound kettlebell is amazing. I mean, like that's you really have changed everything.
Yeah. But I needed to. Yeah.
That's really inspiring. Thank you so much for sharing this. And do you have anything you want to plug?
No, I'm just excited to work with women and give them hope that there's, you know, life after having, you know, 4 kids real close together and you can't get the baby weight off, but the proof that there is.
Do you have a website? Do you have a...
No.
Okay.
Just starting now.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, here we are again. We were just talking off camera about getting started and believing it and how you, well, just tell them.
Okay. When I first got started at 200 pounds, I had been going to a gym, and I started off just being really committed and always have been, but I started off doing about 2-hour aerobics classes 3 to 4 times a week. And, you know, I changed my eating patterns, but I just hadn't seen any difference, you know, nothing. Or I would be eating super healthy and super light and, you know, nothing past 7 o'clock and working out so hard, and then I would end up gaining weight over, you know, the course of a week. And I just couldn't figure out why.
It's like demoralizing.
Oh, it's just it's just awful. It's just awful. But I noticed the biggest change when I started training with kettlebells, because that's when I began to see the muscle development, and not just, you know, my biceps. It was the full arm. It was the shoulder. It was everything. And that's when I began to see my body shape change, and then the weight just started to drop. So,
did you ever have that concern, like a lot of women are concerned about, like, oh, if I lift weights and get strong?
Oh yeah. But no, not at all. Not at all. And in fact, I kept saying, you know, I don't want to do the 16 kilogram because, you know, then I'm going to have like these huge shoulders, and, you know, then I'm going to look like a guy, and I still want to look like a girl. But, you know, the more I pressed it, the better I got, and the more I learned to control it. It didn't just settle, the muscle didn't just settle on my shoulders, it settled all over. So it's really evened out.
And 35 pounds is a pretty solid military press for most women that even they've been working out. So I mean, you're like really strong. You're not just like, you know, and you definitely look like a girl. I mean, it's...
You know, you want to look like a girl at the end of the day, so...
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And anything else about that?
No, that's it.
Okay, great. Thank you for sharing that extra part, too.
You're welcome.
All right, thanks everyone. LoseToberFat.com.